I want to make sure everyone's here and alive and pumped. All right, like I said, we're still a few minutes early, so congratulations to those of you who are excited enough to be here on time and to actually be here early. We've got hundreds of you on today on a Saturday, and I do apologize. I was trying to make so I'm doing this from home. Typically, I have a little office that I set up just for myself, so I can get out of the house sometimes. And typically, I do my webinars from there. And from home, for some reason, my webcam is not working, so I can't actually be on the camera, as I was going to say. So yes, we're going to be doing a lot of amazing stuff today. I'll be doing some live demos of some really cool tools. We'll be talking about copywriting. We'll be talking about my story with copywriting. We'll be talking about the 5-step system that I use for copywriting. I just think that if how many of you rate, okay, 1 to 10, 10 being most experienced with copy, 1 being least. Type in the number that you put yourself on. Okay, type in the number that you put yourself on. So I want to see 1 being least experienced in the world of copywriting and writing sales messages, 10 being most experienced. Calpo writes -5. I like that. All right, I got a lot of 1s and 2s. I got a few 6s. I got Dan says 7. We have 1 7 here. We got lots of 1s. Sandra says 8. So we've got a couple, mostly people here. How do I get a leap head start? Well, I'm going to show you how to get that leap head start. So at about minute 45, we'll transition over and we'll do a really cool demo. So right now, I want you to type in demo, type in D-E-M-O if you're committed to staying for that entire part. Okay, type in demo if you're committed to staying here for the entire part. All right, now, next piece is, yes, the software I'm going to show you is a software that's for sale. So I'm being very transparent with you. I'm telling you right up front, we're going to do some amazing training. You're going to get a tremendous amount of value from it, and then there will be something. Guys, buy it, don't buy it, that's up to you. If it's right for your business. But I need your mind open during the time that I'm training you so that you're not sitting there thinking, oh my God, what's he going to sell me? Okay? That's not what I want. I want you to learn, and then you can determine if something is right for you or not. But I do want you to be here the entire time. Okay, I want you to be here the entire time. All right, real quick, can you tell me, I just typed in hi. Can you see hi on the screen? Type in hi if you can see hi on the screen. That way, just H-I. All right, perfect. I want to make sure that we're all good. Well, guys, we're going to start right now, okay? And what I want to do is first start by telling you my story. So let's talk about copywriting and why this particular topic, not many people talk about this topic. Why do people not talk about copywriting? Because copywriting innately doesn't really offer you anything sexy. It's really sexy to say that, hey, how to make $300,000 next year by clicking 5 buttons. And, oh, everyone wants that. That's exciting. But guys, let's face it. Deep down inside, you know that that's fake. You know that's not true. And you know that there are skills you must have, right? Just like becoming a doctor requires a series of skills you have to go through. Becoming a lawyer, becoming an engineer, becoming a mechanic, becoming a chef. All of these, you have to learn certain underlying talents. Now, a lot of people have this misconception about the word copywriting. They think, well, I've got to be a brilliant copywriter to begin with. And I'm here to tell you that you do not. People think it's a talent that's either innately something you have or it's something that you do not have. And again, I am here to tell you it just doesn't matter. Okay, so let me give you my story. So going through high school, I always tell people that yes, I excelled in school. I did great. I was a straight A student, but I wasn't there because I was very smart. I was there because I hustled and worked my butt off. Okay, I worked my butt off, and I would work harder than the next guy next to me. And that's what I'm always trying to preach to you guys and teach to you guys. There's no other thing around hard work. Hard work will beat everything else every day and twice on a Sunday. So I used to work really hard, but I also had a bit of an arrogance to me. As a kid, I knew I had such great strategies on how to become friends with my teachers, on how to suck up to them, and how to get other smart students in my class to help me get smarter and to help me prepare for exams. And so I used to kind of walk around with a little bit of a swag on me, and I used to really think that I could do anything. So the first time I ever got into this writing class, I was put into a class for advanced writing. It was actually called Advanced Placement Writing. That's all my classes in junior year were advanced placement everything. So I went into writing and I thought writing is freaking easy. What do? You have some thoughts, you put them on a piece of paper, you submit them, and you get an A. Nice and simple. So I still remember Pride and Prejudice. That was our first book we had to read, and we had to write a book report on this book called Pride and Prejudice. Well, I went and I didn't do crap. We had 4 weeks to do this, and I waited until 3 weeks and 6 nights. I was literally the last night. I hopped across to Blockbuster. For those of you who still remember, Blockbuster used to be around. I walked to Blockbuster. I went in. I rented the cassette. I got, or was it DVD? I don't remember at this point. I got Pride and Prejudice on film. How many of you have done that in school, right? Not read the book and got the movie. So I got the movie, watched it, 3 hours, thought it was pretty good. It was entertaining. Sat down, literally for a few hours that night till 3 in the morning, and I banged away at my computer, and I wrote what I thought was absolutely the best copy, quote unquote, the best research paper ever. I just had some thoughts, I put them on a piece of paper, submitted them, waited for my A. 5 days later, got that piece of paper back. It was marked in red all across the board, and I had literally a D- written across it. I think it may have even been an F. I don't remember. But I got to tell you, at that moment, I literally, I had shock. I thought, this teacher has got to be out of her mind, or she's got to have something really seriously against me if she's going to give me an F on something like right. I mean, me, Anik Singal, this perfect student, how could you possibly do that? Marched right up to her, and I had the audacity to tell her that I think you've made a mistake. All right, I actually said to her, I think you've made a mistake. I think you are wrong in your grade. You've messed up. I could possibly never have this kind of grade. She looked at me and she turned around and said, look at all the mistakes you've made. You have no point, no thesis, no, you run-on sentences, splice this, that, blah, blah. And I thought, oh my God, right? It's just writing, woman, relax. So after that, I worked hard just to get my grade up, and at the end of the day, I finally got a B- in that class. It ruined my perfect GPA in high school. And I remember I nagged this teacher so much. She told me, please don't ever write for a living. You suck as a writer. This is what a teacher told me in high school. Can you imagine a teacher telling you don't ever do something because you suck at it? This is what was told to me, but I don't blame her. I really drove that teacher absolutely crazy. Well, when I left high school, I couldn't have cared less. I said, you know what, writing is a waste of time. The only thing I'm going to write in my life are prescriptions. So I don't really care. I was going to go on and become a doctor. What did it matter? This teacher had wasted my time. I didn't care anymore. So long story short, fast forward to what I'm in college. I decide some point in college that I no longer want to do what I'm doing. I couldn't stand another biology class. And I make the leap to becoming an entrepreneur. Now, most of you have probably heard this story, but that was a pretty rough leap for me because I literally had to change universities. I had to change one of the most brilliant programs I was in. That was a one-way ticket into Ivy League med school. I had to abandon all of that and go into a world that I had no leadership, no guidance, and no help on. So really, I was starting with nothing. Okay, I had no knowledge, and that was the day I found the world of internet marketing. When I went to this new university, I really wanted something to help me start writing. I wanted to start writing, okay? Sorry, I didn't want to start writing. I wanted to start building my own business. So I never, ever thought writing was ever anything I'd want to ever do. But I turned to the world of internet marketing, and I start seeing, here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people are putting up this page, it just has some words on it, where it goes to ClickBank, and they sell something for $37 to $47, some report. They're basically selling PDF. Those were big days for ebooks. I mean, ebooks were the talk of the town 12, 13 years ago. Choose whatever topic, sorry, that should be here. They would choose whatever topic they were good at. So I thought, man, I can do this. After spending months and months researching, I chose the topic of how to study in college. Because again, remember, I was really good at tricking good grades out of places. Okay, I was really good at tricking good grades out of professors and teachers and studying. So I wrote this entire program called Better GPA. All right, my first product ever. For those of you who've ever wondered what Anik's first product was, it was a complete and utter disaster, but it was my first product ever. Now, in order to build this product, I had to first write the product. I had nothing. You know what I had to my name at that time? I had $100 to my name. I was a college kid. I had nothing. I didn't know what I was doing. So first and foremost, I never even realized it. It's almost as if no one told me the secret that to create a product, I had to create this free PDF, my book. I had to write it. And so you know what? I sat down and I wrote it, and I never even thought about the fact that I suck as a writer. I never let it bother me. I wrote this because I was a hustler, because I wanted to work hard, because I wanted to get it done, and I wasn't going to rely on other people to do it for me. Now, when this was done, I knew I had to put a page together where I could tell people how, so I had to write a page that sold the book. Now, again, I never thought about it as writing. It never even occurred to me. You know what I did? I went out and found other people's pages. back then, we didn't have videos. We used to have what we call a written sales letter, and we're going to go over that. I'm going to talk much more about what that is. So I would look at how they wrote their model, okay, and I simply would copy and paste. So I'd take this, I'd copy and paste it onto a Word document, so onto Word, and I would just start to edit it. So what I was essentially doing, guys, is I was modeling after other people's work. Okay, that's all I was doing. So I would just rinse and repeat, and that's how I built my first sales page without ever hiring anyone or paying anyone even $1, because back then, even if you wanted to hire someone to do this, it was a lot of money. So then I put the sales process together, I put my funnel together, I got it up on ClickBank, all of this, by the way, by just using a forum for some help, okay? I used to just ask questions at a forum. Next thing I know, when I launched it, it completely failed. I mean, I'm talking about miserable failure. This thing did not work. Nothing worked. And when nothing worked, my thoughts came back. So if you look at, if we look at my thoughts, they came back to this word writing. And I immediately blamed myself. I thought, there you go, my teacher was right. I tried to write my own stuff and I failed, and I can't get any sales. I flopped, I failed. How many of you right now, can you type in the number 1 if you've hit a place in your life, if you're at a point where you feel like, you just feel like, I can't get past this, I'm going to keep failing. Just type in number 1 if the frustration has reached that level and you understand what I'm feeling, where you're just like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do this. I've got lots of ones pouring in. I want you to understand that I get you. I understand you. I know exactly how I felt, and I felt that way, okay? I felt that way when I was first starting. So but I didn't have any choice, okay? I just realized maybe this isn't for me because I have to write. So along comes a friend of mine on the internet, and he says, listen, I know this guy, okay? His name is Justin, and he sells products to parents. He has a product that he sells to parents, and he has this email list. Perhaps he will endorse your Better GPA product, and you'll get some sales. So I thought, yes, that's it. Maybe I've been targeting the wrong audience. So here I go, super excited, and I run to Justin to introduce myself. Justin typically checks out the product, comes back to me, and asks me one question. Who wrote your sales page? That's all he asked me. Now I freaked out. I thought, crap, this guy has gone in and seen my sales page and decided it sucks. This kid's an idiot, and it's right. He's right. Everyone told me I can't write. And so, but what he also tells me is, kid, I can't promote your product, and it's not for any other reason than it's the wrong target market. See, he used to teach parents of infants, and I was trying to sell college-related products. So, but what he asked me who wrote, I finally told him that I did it. I said, I did every piece of that. I'm sorry, it's not done yet. I'll do it better. And he turns around and says, no, that's not what I was trying to get at. What I'm trying to get at is I love this. I absolutely love what you've written here. And I think there's a lot of possibility, a lot of chance. I'd like to offer you an internship on how to become a good writer. I thought, man, you've lost your noggin, dude. I don't want to write for a living. That's the worst thing ever. No, thank you. Then he comes back at me again and offers me a little bit more. I said, no, thank you. Comes back at me again, and this is where he gave me my number 1 advice I've ever received as an internet marketer over 13 years ago. You guys ready? Because I want you to write this advice down, okay? If there's one advice I've ever received that's made the biggest difference, and he said, anybody who wants to become a successful business person, anybody who wants to become a successful business person must have the ability to sell through the written word. Now I'll tell you, when he said this that last time, when he first said this to me, it sounded like one of the most prophetic things I had ever heard, but it made no flippin' sense to me. Alejandro says email list. No, that's the point. We're talking about something, guys. When we're building a home, you got to build the foundation first. You can't build the first, second, third floors. You got to build the cement. You got to pour the cement and build the foundation. And at that time, it made no sense, but he was intriguing enough to me that I thought, I'm going to give this a chance. I'm going to give this man a chance, and I'm going to work with him. So I took him up. Next thing I know, he pays for my ticket. He flies me to Delray Beach. Now, if anyone knows, Delray Beach is in Florida, and I hadn't traveled. I never knew. My parents were scared. Said, "Who is this guy? You're leaving. You're gonna fly. God knows if he's if he's a good person, if he's gonna do something." I said, "I'm gonna take a shot." And what I did is I went to a conference. He had me come with him to a copywriting conference. Now, what I was expecting over there was that there was going to be a bunch of stuck-up people. In my head, writers are sitting there with a glass of wine, their their eyeglasses halfway down their nose, and their pinkies out. Yeah, this room was full of vibrant people, all kinds. I'm talking about bikers and people that love music, and it was just full. It was a full room, and there I met this guy named Mark Ford. Now, I knew this name, and the more I did my research, guess what I found out? This was the same guy who we call Michael Masterson. Michael Masterson is arguably one of the best copywriters to have ever lived in our time. Michael Masterson. So I find out Justin, his last name is Ford. I find out Justin Ford is Michael Masterson, Mark Ford's brother. This guy wants to take me on to teach me how to write. So I took him up for it. For a year and a half, I worked with him. He taught me how to write. And here's what I learned. Writing is not an art per se. There is a science to it. There are certain steps that you guys can go through. And Dan and Paul are asking, was it AWAI? Absolutely, it was AWAI. That was the company that I worked with. That was the company that I went through and worked with. So Justin back then used to be with AWAI, so was Michael Masterson. And so I began to learn the system that he taught me, and after that I have since gone ahead and evolved way beyond that. I've evolved way beyond that and created my own system. Now, guys, let me tell you something, okay? And I want you to listen to me. I want you to lean in. I want you to stop whatever you're doing right now. Stop the distractions. Seriously, just pay attention to the next words that come out of my mouth because they're going to make all the difference in your life. You ready? I, since then, have gone on to sell over $100 million. It's actually close to $120 million worth of products on the internet. At my current rate, it's going to cross $150 million next year. Okay? I've sold physical products. I've sold digital products. I've sold consulting. I've sold coaching. I have sold things for myself. I've sold things for clients. I've sold things for students. I've taught people how to sell. If you look at everyone who I've had an influence in, I'm probably well close to $400 or $500 million in sales that I've influenced in the last 14 years. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because 14 years later, his words still ring a bell in my head. His words ring a bell, and that is words. The ability to sell through the written word, learning copywriting. And I would not be here telling you that you can learn this unless I truly believed that deep down in my heart that you can learn it. Now, back then, I had a very, very rough way of learning. What did I do? I found existing copy. Okay, I found existing copy. I copied and pasted this, and I didn't really know if it was going to work. I didn't know if that was good copy, but I trusted it. So I trusted, I looked at the sales page. If it looked good, I copied and I pasted it, and then I made changes. So I went and I modified it and I made changes. And this is how I learned. This is how I learned because at one point even Justin Ford told me, listen, kid, I've taught you everything you're going to learn, but the internet is different, ladies and gentlemen. The internet is so different. The way you write for the internet has evolved. You can't do what you did 20 years ago. You can't write the way that they were teaching 20 years ago. It's all flawed. That stuff doesn't work today. Today we have one thing that I tell everybody. If there's nothing else you take away from today's webinar, take this away. We talk a lot about this world of direct marketing. What is direct marketing? Direct marketing is when you sell people directly. Like, for example, when I get, when you see a sales letter come in the mail, that's direct marketing. When you see a billboard and you're driving, that's direct marketing. When you see an infomercial at night, that's direct marketing. Well, I'm here to tell you something that's incredibly controversial, but I'm going to spend the entire 2017 devoting to proving this. Direct marketing is dead. It's dead. I'm telling you right now, there are probably marketers that just rolled over in their grave as I said that. All right? It's dead, and I'm going to prove it to you. So I'm writing a book right now, and I hope every single one of you grab a copy of it when it comes out. It's going to come out in February, and the book is called The Death of Direct Marketing and the Birth of Interactive Marketing. And today, everything we talk about from here on out, as a matter of fact, for next year and the years to come, what we're going to talk about is what we call interactive marketing. That's where the world has gone today. That's where we have gone. And so Peter says, isn't Facebook direct marketing? Well, Peter, when you read my book and read the first 2 chapters of it, I will prove to you without a shadow of doubt that it is not. It is interactive marketing. It is not direct marketing. It is interactive marketing. Now, I'm going to have some of the biggest copywriters and some of the biggest marketers in the world come after me when I make this statement in February when my book comes out. But I'm telling you right now that this book is going to change the ground upon which we learn marketing. I genuinely believe that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be only printing 300 copies initially, and the only other copies will be all digital. And those first 300 copies, I'm going to sign them and send them out. How many of you, type in the number 1 if you would like a signed copy of that book. We're going to do only 300 of them. All right, I got a lot of people. All right, well, guys, I will keep that in mind, and when the time comes, we'll give you an opportunity to do it, because we're going to do the first 300 are going to be a limited edition that will never, ever be released again. And I'm telling you right now, we'll look back 10 years from now, and that's going to be the book that will have changed the way people understand our online marketing. All right, so now let's move forward. Okay, so now we understand marketing is incredibly important, and we understand copywriting is the crux of all of it. I want you to remember this. I want you to remember how I learned it, and I want to tell you that I don't want you to learn it this way. I've got a much better way for you that I created for you to become a master copywriter, but I want you to remember this, and so that you can remember exactly what you should not do. We'll go over this at the end again, okay? So now what I really want to go over with you guys is what are the different kinds of copywriting that really impact us today. So when we look at the world of interactive marketing, okay, so let's look at the world of interactive marketing. I really want to leave this up, and I want everybody here to really, truly internalize this, because this is the first time that I've ever been on a public, like I'm on a webinar teaching this, okay, that I'm actually teaching this. Interactive marketing, let's talk about copywriting. There are really 4 kinds. There's what we call the written sales letter, okay? You still see these, and as a matter of fact, for a little while they were starting to go away. I know we're bringing them back in our business big time, and they're starting to do very well for us. There's what we call, you'll hear this, VSL. That's called a video sales letter. All right. All right. Then what we call, then you guys already know, there's a webinar, right? I don't need to explain that for. And then the 4th kind of, interactive marketing piece that we use a lot today is email. Now, there's more than 4, but the kinds that really impact us, for the most part, are these 4. Let me ask you guys a real quick question. I'm just starting to kind of get going here. We've not even gotten into the crux of the training today. How many of you right now are pumped up and excited? I want you to type in all capital letter yes with exclamation points if you're so glad that you are here today. All right, that you're so glad that you're here and you're already getting a lot of value from what I'm talking about and what I'm teaching, and you can see, wow, I love it. Lots of yeses pouring in. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the energy, because I'll tell you, on a Saturday, when the wife wants to go out mattress shopping and I'm here, it takes a lot of energy to keep going. All right, awesome. Well, thank you. Patsy, right, Anik is the bomb. Well, Patsy, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so what are each of these? Written sales letters, guys, are just that. They're a long sales letter, the kind that you keep scrolling to see. Like, I'll show you one that I've written. As most of you, I don't know if a lot of you know this or not, but we publish for Les Brown. So Learn is now a dedicated publisher for Les Brown. So let me show you one of his sales letters that I wrote. All right. Yeah. And so this sales letter is something that I wrote. This is an example of a written sales letter. And as you'll see here, it continues to go forward, go down, scroll. I want you guys to take a guess. At what percentage do you think this sales letter converts? What percentage do you think this sales letter converts? Tell me. Type in the percentage. All right. Well, some of you guys are being okay. Some of you are being unrealistic with your numbers. You're being very, very, very gracious. I appreciate that, but it's not above 10. Okay, guys. That's literally any copy that can convert above 10 is like world changing. So this copy converts at 7.5%, which I'll tell you right now, you can ask any copywriter, they can never beat this. And that was my first go. We didn't have to split test. My first version of this. So I'm not shy to say, I got copy down. I know how to write great copy. So you'll see this page just keeps going and going and going. You don't even get a chance to buy the book till the very end, right here, right? And so right now, this book, you could get it, and it is, it's just, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just, free plus shipping and handling, but 7.5% is what it's converting at. So that is exactly what a written sales letter is. Now, you'll see that why I love interactive marketing is because even though it's a written sales letter, guess what? We have a video in it too. We have a video of Les speaking and teaching and telling people to buy his book. So that's incredible because now we can create a written sales letter and make it interactive so that it's appealing not only to your reading, but your listening. You can see movement. Your eyes are drawn into Les Brown, who's one of the most wonderful, one of the top speakers to have ever lived. Okay? And so Peter writes here, I love this. Peter says, isn't it too long? Don't you lose the audience's interest? Peter, man, I will address this. This is the #1 thing that's ever been asked in the world of copy. And copywriters who are experienced copywriters always laugh at this question. Peter, I want to have a conversation with you. I'm going to prove to everybody here this whole question of, is it too long? So Peter, for a moment, can you type in a yes? Everyone else, if you could please stop using the question box for a minute. Please stop writing, and Peter, type in yes. Okay, so Peter, tell me something. Do you have kids, Peter? And if so, maybe give me the names of just one of them. All right? So Peter, just tell me, and you can put in a fake name, Peter, if you'd like to protect privacy. Okay, Peter says he has 2 girls. One of them, her name is Angela. Okay? So Peter, let's say tonight you're going to sleep, and you get an email, and it's from someone, and the subject line of the email says, Peter, this is about Angela. So let me ask you a question, Peter. Are you going to open that email? You see it right before you're going to bed. It's on your phone. You see it right before you're going to go. Peter says, hell yes. Okay, Peter. Now, the email, inside the email, it says, Peter, I need you to, I've written a letter for you. It's about Angela and her future. I need you to read it. It's going to expire in the next 3 hours. Please do so. It's very important. It's regarding her future. Peter, are you going to click the link in the email to go to that letter? So we'll wait for Peter. Peter says immediately. All right. Peter, now as you reach the letter, the headline in the letter is going to say, here are the 32 things you need to know about Angela tonight. If you want to help her become the best person ever, you have 3 hours to read this. This letter will never exist again. Peter, the letter is 32 pages long with 32 tips on there that you need to know. Peter, are you going to read that whole letter that night? Are you going to abandon your plans to sleep, and are you going to read it? Peter says, I will spend at least 1 hour. Peter, the point I've made, and everybody else, the point that I just made, is there's no such thing as something that's too long. If copy is too long to you, it's because you're not interested in the topic. And that's why copy that converts at 7.5% is stellar. But if I write copy and if it says the words it's supposed to say to you, you know, right now, guys, in my business, I'm learning how to do Google AdWords. That's my next big mission over the next few weeks. I'm going to dive in during the holiday season. I'm going to really master Google AdWords so that I can come back and teach all of you as well. Now, if I had a headline that said, here are the 12 things you must know about Google AdWords as you venture into learning about it over the holiday season, you can bet your butt I'm going to go print that letter or watch it or look at it online, go grab myself a cup of coffee and cuddle up with it and read the whole damn thing. But, you know, Elaine or Peter or Daniel or Jonathan who are on here, you might not be in that place. You might not be thinking about Google AdWords, hence you're not going to read it. For you, it's too long, but for someone who's interested, it's not. So there's no such thing as copy that's too long. Peter, thank you so much. I know I picked on you a little bit there, but I'm really glad you asked that question because a lot of people have that question in their minds, and I just answered it. How many of you, type in the number 1 if you've had that question and your mind was just blown and you'll never ask that question again. Type in the number 1, and let's all thank Peter for bringing up the question. And Peter, I wish you could see how many people are typing in the number 1 right now. It's just pouring in. Susie says my mind is blown. I love it. All right. And then Eric says that was great. That was a great answer, Anik. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jay Fitz says, "Is this really live?" What do you think now, Jave? It is live. All right, so now let's get back to our presentation. We're falling behind a little bit here on schedule. Where's it? Where's my desk book? All right, perfect. So now, a video sales letter, guys. A video sales letter, all of you have seen it. All of you have seen it. It's a page that has nothing but a video that auto-plays with maybe a headline at the top here and a button to buy. How many of you have seen that page? Type in video if you've seen that page. Type in video if you've seen that page. All right, type in video if you've seen that page. Yes, lots of people. You've all seen it. Okay, that's a video sales letter. Guess what? They convert like crazy. They work awesome, okay? Then the third one is a webinar. Now, let me tell you something right now. I want you all type in hashtag webinar because I know you've all been on a webinar. You wouldn't be in this room if you hadn't been on a webinar of mine before because every single one of you has been sold something by Anik on a webinar. Yes? That's good. A bunch of you typing hashtag webinar. Daryl says LOL. Charles says yes. Paul says laugh. All right. Hey, look. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not ashamed of it. Guys, I sell stuff, but I also provide a tremendous amount of value, so I have no problem selling stuff. You know, I'm aware of what I do and what I don't do. Wow, IRV says, never been on your webinars before, but webinars work. Well, hey, congratulations and welcome to Learn Nation. IRV, we're very helpful, very happy to have you. Everyone type in welcome IRV. Welcome IRV to our brilliant, amazing Learn Nation. We're glad to have you, and we hope to have you back on many, 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 many of our future webinars. All right, so that's a webinar. And an email, heck, man, every single one of you in this room better know what an email is, okay? All right? Emails are what we use when we send out something to solicit someone to click a link to come to us. Now, the formula to master all these is identical. There are 5 steps. We're going to go over them today. Okay, there are 5 steps, and we're going to go over them today. Email is a little bit different. Okay, it's a little bit different. I hope we get some time to go into it today, but it's a little different, just a tad bit. But the crux of the copywriting is still the same. Now, guys, here is why direct marketing is dead. Back in the day, you would write a letter, send it to somebody over mail, physical mail. They would receive their mail, they would see it, they would have to go sit on a chair, and they would read it. And there was absolutely zero chance of them interacting with the letter. It's a piece of paper. What are they going to interact with it? Today, when you're on Facebook and you see an ad, guess what you're doing? When you choose to click that ad, you are interacting. Are you not? Think about it this way. When you click a link on an ad, are you not giving that person permission? Are you not giving them permission to then show you the next page? Type in yes if you agree that this is permission-based marketing. All right, lots of people typing in yes right now. Not just that. When you open an email from me and you click a link, then you go to a page and you sign up for a webinar, and then at the end of the webinar, you have an ability to buy something, and I give you a URL, and you go to the URL. Are you not interacting with me? Aren't you creating interaction? That's why direct marketing is dead, because you could never do that with direct marketing. But with interactive marketing, you can do that all day long. So the entire time, you are vetting and qualifying your potential leads before you make them an offer. And what that means is I can get my targeting so specific. This is why interactive marketing is wonderful. Back in the day with regular direct marketing, my best bet if I wanted to sell a product that was business related was to go to a company, spend tens of thousands of dollars and buy a list of people that they said are business people. Okay, but not every business person is going to want to know something about marketing on Google AdWords, right? Only a few portion of them are going to want to know that, but I got to bear the expense of sending it to everybody. I used to call this the shotgun approach. You'd have to use a shotgun to spread your message, and hopefully you'd hit something. Hopefully you'd hit someone who'd be willing to buy from you. And so that was how direct marketing worked. It was super risky. It was very expensive. Today, I can actually go on the internet and use what I call the sniper method. So I can actually say, I only want people interested in Google advertising, and I'm only going to spend $5. So now we've leveled the playing field, and I've made it so that, not I've made it, but the world has made it so that you don't have to be a brilliant copywriter. Because guess what? When Peter was talking to me, did I do anything brilliant? Peter told me his daughter's name, and I said, here's important things you need to know about Angela's future. That's not brilliant copy. That's sucky copy. But the thing is, I made it specific. I made it something that he is interested in, and he's going to read it nonetheless. So when I go to someone who wants to learn about Google AdWords and they see an ad from me that says 5 tips to mastering Google AdWords, guess what? My copy can suck, but the message is so specific and tailored that it's going to work. Does everyone understand that? Does everyone now see exactly why we are saying direct marketing is dead and we're in the age of interactive marketing? Type in yes if you're getting it, you believe it. You're on board. Give me an amen. Got it. All right, awesome. Oh my God, I got lots of yeses pouring in, guys. By the way, we got hundreds and hundreds of people on a freaking Saturday. That is cool. And I just got my first amen. I like it. Elaine says yes, amen. Bar says hallelujah. That's awesome. All right, so now let's talk about when do you use these. You got written sales letters, you got video sales letters, you've got webinars, you've got emails. When the heck do you use? Which works best? You know what? It's funny. We determine by price which we're going to use most of the time. So in this one, anything between $1 to about 47, maybe 97, we're going to use a written sales letter. The example I showed you with Les Brown's book that we're selling, it's an $8.97 shipping and handling. So it's perfect for a written sales letter, but I still made a combination, by the way. You can combine these all the time. Another brilliant thing about interactive marketing is you can do whatever you want. Video sales letters are going to work if you're between 37 to about 300 bucks. Anything above this, and we start to get into webinar territory. So if we're going to be at $500 plus, I want to use a webinar. Especially if you're at 1,000 plus, you got to use webinar. That's going to be the key way. And emails, well, you're always using emails. So you use emails for all of them, and emails are meant to create prospects. So with emails, what you're doing is you're getting people either to read your written sales letter, to read your VSL, to watch your webinar. That's how you interact with them. So this is how you approach doing this. This is how you approach writing copy. All right? Is everyone with me so far? Can I type in a yes? Everyone getting value? Give me some excitement. Show me that you're loving what you're learning so far and it's powerful. All right? Here's what I really want to know. Most of you who probably came to this webinar came with a bit of a negative mindset towards copywriting. Probably thought, I don't really want to do that. I'm too new. It's too newbie. I got other things I need to do first. Type in the number 1 if I've been able to change your perspective. Type in the number 1 if you're starting to realize that if I really want to make it, I better freaking start to do copywriting. Haha, yes. Got lots of ones. Lots of ones. Pouring in. I love it. Some people said 2. So I don't know what a 2 is, but I'm going to take it anyways. Maybe it's 2 ones. All right? All right, awesome. So now what I want to talk to you guys about, let me just frequent my notes real quick. I'm way behind my notes, which is what I anticipated. Can I ask you guys another question? I'm thinking about doing an entire one-day workshop on copywriting. I'm literally talking about like a 6-hour day where I'm just going to teach you copy. I've never done this before. Okay? I did it once, but I would do it even more powerfully. Can you type in me if that is something that you would want to participate in? I want you to type in me if you would want to give me 6 to 7 to maybe 8 hours on a day, and I'm going to give you 14 years of knowledge. Oh, wow. Like, this really, by the way, this is authentically is a survey I wanted to do. Oh, and it's online, guys. It'll be virtual. You don't have to travel. You don't have to fly. It's going to be a virtual. Oh, my God. Wow. Wow, I wish you could see the yeses. I love it. We're going to get a lot of excitement about this. All right, so let's talk about our 5-step system, okay? This is where I really need you guys taking notes if for any reason you've not been taking notes yet, because you're not going to ever learn this anywhere else except for when I launch Copywriting Academy or release my book. You're going to then become a master of this 5-step system. So number 1 is always going to be the intro. Now we're going to come back and talk about each of these in more detail. Number 2 is going to be what we call story. And what I want you guys to do is, moving forward, I want you to keep these notes with you, and every time you see a marketer getting ready to present or pitch or do something, or you see a VSL or a written sales letter, or you see a webinar even from myself, I want you to take your notes and come on, and you're going to actually see me go through this live. You'll see it every single time, okay? And number 4 is what we call transition. Okay, and then number 5 is what we call pitch. Okay, so this is your 5-step formula. It doesn't matter what the heck you're doing. If you're doing a written sales letter, if you're doing a video sales letter, or if you're doing a webinar, you are going to write you're going to use this exact formula in this order. You cannot mess this order up. This is done for you and said. So guys, what is the point of an introduction? The point of an introduction is simple. Answer this question. What are they getting? Period. Whether it's a written sales letter, whether it's a video sales letter, or whether it's a webinar, it just doesn't matter. How many of you have noticed, go ahead and type in the number 1, you've noticed that every webinar I've ever done or everything you've ever seen from me, I start with saying what you're going to get today. What are we going to go over today? I don't know why people are typing in the number 2, but okay. I got lots of 1s pouring in. All right. I like Susie says, you're the man. Susie, thank you very much. I can always use a few extra compliments. That never hurts my feelings. So I always follow this formula, guys. I always follow it. I have never violated this formula. It's so simple. It's scientific. Now, your introduction needs to be short, and it needs to appeal to their selfish desires. You need to just tell them what's in it for them. Them, not you, not anybody else, them. What are they getting that day? Now, story. I'm going to give you the biggest piece of advice when it comes to telling a great story. Now, remember, there's a lot more. I can never possibly make you a master copywriter in the span of about a 45-minute to a 1-hour session. You guys have got to understand that. That's why I said, how many of you want to spend like an entire day with me? How many of you would love to learn this stuff? And I'm going to even ask you another question I've got. But so story, what is a story, right? I want you guys to answer this question for me. What is the purpose of a story? Because one thing that you have to learn, if you want to be a perfect, great copywriter, you have to learn what is the purpose of each of these sections. Okay, why is this part of the 5 steps? When you master understanding the purpose, you're instantly going to become a great copywriter. By the way, when you become a great copywriter, you become a brilliant communicator. So for me, a lot of people tell me I can sell anything, anywhere. I can be in a relationship and I can manage my relationships better because I understand how to use words to communicate, to relay messages. I'm not being tricky. I just know how to communicate. So what's the purpose? All right, I love this. I'm going to read some of these. Story depicts the problem. All right, Joseph says connection. Linda says establishing an emotion. Peter says get personal. Gio says get engaged. Icebreaker, create interest, to create a relationship, see the context. All right, you guys are really all in a great place, and I'm getting great answers. Now, let me tell you exactly what the purpose of story is. Most of you nailed it. It is to connect with the other person. It is to build a relationship. It is to put yourself at their level. Let me ask you a question. If you came onto a webinar with me, and I want you to really put yourself, I want you to put yourself in a place where you literally can oversee yourself. I want you to be like hanging above yourself from the roof, looking down upon yourself, and analyze your mind. Let's say you're on one of Anik Singal's webinars, like you're on the Inbox Blueprint webinar, and if I come on that webinar and I'm like, well, here's all my credentials. I was a straight-A student. I've been very smart. I'm blessed. I've been from this family. I had this much support. I had this mentor, and I went on to do this. I've won awards from Business Week. I've won awards from Inc., and I presented to you in that fashion. Am I connecting with you, or am I making you feel like I'm better than you? What am I doing? Everybody is typing in. I'm making you feel like I'm not connecting because you're sitting there thinking, shit, if you had all that, I can't do it. I can't possibly have all of that because I'm not that person. I don't know. I don't have a mentor. I wasn't straight A's. I don't have all these opportunities. Inc. is not knocking down my door to do an article about me. Huffington Post is not here to do an article about me. And all of a sudden what happens is you, MD said, you'd be a pompous prick. Well, touche, I would, you know, which is why I don't do that. So let me teach you a little concept we call, you're going to love this, it's called Batman versus Robin. You know, I've taught this on a few stages, 2 copywriters, and people leave literally like baffled. People leave baffled. When you tell a story, you are not Batman. You are not what they're buying. If you're selling them a system or a product, nobody cares about you. Everybody cares about themselves. You know who you are? You're Robin. The system, the product that you're selling, that's Batman. You are the person who was blessed. You are the person who was fortunate. You are the person with the good grace of being able to help Batman and help save the world by bringing Batman to the world. You are just like that person who you're talking to. You are nothing special. You just got blessed with an opportunity to have this brilliant system, and you've been commissioned by the world to bring it to everybody to save them. You're just helping. That's it. But the real Batman, the real person in the room that you've got to sell, the real person in the room that's the savior, that's Batman. That's the product. So right now, I want, well, you know, I said savior, and Peter's like Jesus, and I literally thought, okay, I may have gone a little too far, but it became preaching. But you guys get what I mean, right? So, of course, there's only one savior. I get that. But just Peter's been ragging on me, and I've been ragging on Peter, so no problem. So guys, did I just blow your mind? Type in mind blown. Type in mind blown right now. If that analogy right there just made your you just literally thought, holy crap. I love this. MD says explosion. I'm telling you, I've taught this concept, and people have literally come away from it thinking, how did I not think about this? You know, how did I not think about this? Eric says he needs an Advil now. Eric, take Tylenol. It's better. I like Tylenol. All right, so I want you to always remember, you do need to build your credibility. It's nice to say, I always tell you guys, I'm on my webinar saying I've been on Business Week, I've been in Inc., I've talked to Richard Branson, I worked with Robert Kiyosaki, I got all these endorsements, but watch how I do it. I say thanks to the amazing system, thanks to these 5 steps, thanks to this, look at what I've been able to do, what I've been blessed to be doing. Not because I'm great, but because the system is great. But because what I'm about to hand to you is great. And guess what? Because this is so great, you can also have all of what I'm talking about, whether you have it today or not. But the system will help you get there, right? So I hope that really makes you guys understand how that works. And Rock says that's very true. You sold the system. I always sell the system. All right, now let's talk about content. I want you to walk away with one word: content. Aha. And what I also want you to walk away with is what, not how. These are 2 concepts, okay? These are 2 concepts that you've got to learn about if you're doing great copy. When you reach the content section, you've got to create aha moments, and you never, ever tell someone how to do something. You tell them what to do, okay? So, what's an aha moment? I was recently watching a video sales letter. I love this video sales letter. It's in the fat loss space. And the first point they make in the content is that bananas are making you fat. And they explain why. Bananas have this one ingredient. This one ingredient makes you fat. Even though banana people think is healthy, it's not. It makes you fat. So you know what that is? That's an aha moment. That makes you think, crap, are you serious? When somebody has an aha moment in you, they are literally going to trust you more. Jay Fitz says rubbish. Now, look, guys, I'm not saying it's true. It was just a really unique copy angle to take, and it made a lot of sense, and I believed it. And all of a sudden, that person who was teaching me was an instant authority in my mind. I truly believed it. Now, the second piece to remember is the what, not the how. Listen, I know we want to train. I know we want to teach. I know we want to give value to the people that come on our webinars. But you can do that. You don't necessarily have to give away the how. Tell them what they need to do. Because if you give people the how, 2 things happen. One is you're going to confuse the crap out of them. Because to learn a new skill, to learn something new, you can't teach it in 60 minutes. You need more time with them. And if you try to cram all that into such a short time, you will confuse them. The second piece of it is, if you give them too much information, then you overwhelm them. They are not going to want to buy your product because they're genuinely going to think, let me go do what he said first, and then I'll come back and buy the product. So there's the selfish reason, which is you're going to lose the sale, but then there's also the reason where you serve your audience better by not just handing it to them because they're going to not get it. You're going to cram it in all too quickly. Now, the content part, the third part, if I really want to give you guys a little bit more content here on this, is linear. Our minds work in a linear fashion. What am I doing at 12 o'clock? Then I'm doing this at 2 o'clock. Then I'm doing this at 3 o'clock. I need a grocery list. I need 15 things from the grocery store. Here's my grocery list. I'm going to walk down the grocery store and buy each one and cross it off. Here are the 7 ways to do something. Here are the 15 steps to doing something. We like things in a linear way so we don't get overwhelmed with a lot of information. So I like to present my content in a linear way. How many of you notice above right now it says 5-step system? It says 5-step system. And I'm walking you in a linear fashion to teach you a concept that's ridiculously overwhelming and scary in any other shape or format. If I was teaching you copywriting in a different way, would you not be freaked out right now? You would be freaked out, but I'm teaching it to you in a linear fashion that your brain is coded to process. And yes, all of a sudden, something that you came on this webinar thinking was so tough, you're starting to see, damn, I could be freaking good at this, right? How many of you are starting to already think, type in the number 1 if you're starting to think, man, I can do this. I could do copy. It's not that damn hard. Oh, lots of people here, lots of people. Martin, by the way, I do see your questions, Martin, but you got to understand I can't answer everyone's questions. We've got over 600 people on this bad boy. So I'm trying to do my best to get through the content, and I'm already way behind right now. I'm running a little bit behind, guys. Is that okay? I want you to type in keep going if you would prefer me to keep going and providing content versus trying to shorten things up. All right, never mind. I shouldn't have even asked. Lots and lots of keep going. All right, awesome. Well, we'll keep going. Okay, so transition. Look, here's what happens. Okay, we have a key pivotal point here. Now, I want to teach you one more concept. I've got so many things I want to teach you guys, which is why I need to spend like 8 hours with you in a day. I cannot do this in an hour, but you can see, right? I'm like busting at the seams with information. I've been wanting to teach copywriting now for friggin' years. This is something that I really, really, really believe. You know, anyways. So, okay, some people are saying, shorten it, please, I got other things to do. Well, guys, if you got other things to do that are more important than this, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and leave and do those, okay? You got to choose and see what provides more value in your life, all right? What provides more value. So one last piece about content. Here is a core rule of selling that you need to learn and understand. A sale never, ever, ever, write this down, never, ever happens in the pitch. A sale never happens in the pitch. You sell someone in the content. You get them wanting to buy your product during the content, not the pitch. Now I want you to sit back and I want you to hover over yourself again, and let's talk about one of the times that I've potentially sold you something. Tell me something. Don't you know you're going to be pitched most of the time? If you're on a webinar, you know, today I even started the webinar. I told you, hey, look, there is something to buy at the end of the webinar. Buy it, don't buy it, I don't care, but keep your mind open to learning, because I'm going to teach you tons of amazing information. But typically when you get on anybody else's webinar as well, you know there's a pitch, right? Now let me tell you something, okay? I want you to type in a yes right now, by the way. I want you to type in a yes if you know when you're watching a video sales letter, reading a sales page, or watching a webinar that there's a pitch at the end. No, we're not stupid. Yeah, lots of yeses pouring in. People know. So if you're watching, let's say today's webinar, you came on expecting me to talk about copywriting, and I started talking about real estate investment. Many of you in the content alone would realize, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. You would leave, right? Or what if you hopped on a webinar, I told you I was going to talk about real estate investment, you start listening and you're like, I don't want to do any of that. That doesn't sound fun at all. So as I transition into a pitch, would you not leave? You would leave because you're not interested. If you stay during a pitch, it's only because you want to know how much. That's why. If you're on a webinar and you stay until the pitch and you stay through the pitch, you're only on because you want to know how much. You've already sold. You want the product. So tell me that, guys. Did you just have a moment in your head you said, shit, he's right. Damn. Type in the number 1 if you just had a shit, you're right moment. And you had another mind-blown moment where you're looking at yourself and you're like, crap, he's right. Aha. Someone just wrote, I had an aha moment. Exactly. Right? So That's why people who sell don't realize that the sale happens way before they actually start trying to sell. So the only thing that happens in the pitch is I have to build up enough value about my product so that when I ask you for money, you feel you're taking advantage of me. You feel the value is so high that you laugh and think, this guy is crazy for selling it for this much. It's so worth so much more to me than the money he's asking for. I'm in. I'm going to buy. Okay? So why is a transition important? A transition is important because we just spent 3 sections building a rapport, building a relationship, being Robin, getting you aha moments, making you interested in what we're presenting, whether it was through a written sales letter, a video sales letter, or a webinar. And now I'm about to transition into a moment where I'm going to pitch you. I'm going to sell you. I'm going to give you something to buy. And society has made it, ooh, so bad. Selling is bad. Salespeople are bad people, right? So, but they're not. They're not bad people at all. Guys, I have no problem selling my products because my products change people's lives. And I am proud. I'm damn proud of what I sell. And I will scream at a mountaintop and sell what I sell because I know that every time I sell someone, I change a life. So in a transition, though, it's important that you get them from this place of being content-driven to now being okay with you selling them. So you have to offer a reason. So when you go to transition, the purpose of a transition is to answer this question. Why are you selling me? Simple. Why are you selling me? What's in it for you? The elephant in the room. Every time we sit across a salesperson, we want to know what the hell is in it for you. We're okay if they're making money. We want to know how much they're making. We want to know the margin they have. We want to know if we're getting taken advantage of. We want to know if we're getting the best deal possible. What's in it for you? What are you really getting out of this? This is how we're trained in society to be very skeptical of most transactional processes. We want to know what's in it for the person, right? So tell it to them. Hey, I'm about to give you an opportunity to have this entire system at a deal that I've never offered before, but this is my business, this is what I do, this is my mission, this is how I pay my bills, this is how I'm going to be able to build a business to serve more people. I have expenses, I have costs, I have a team, I have to charge for it. I wish I could give it for free, but I can't. My mission is to, why do we give Les Brown's book away for free with shipping and handling? Because we want as many people as possible to have the book. Just cover our expenses, and we know that when you enjoy the book, you'll come back and you'll buy other products from us. All of a sudden, when you want to buy the book, you're not thinking, what's in it for him? You say, oh, I get it. Makes sense. I see what's in it for him. And now I don't have to have my guards up. Now, let me tell you a little something about transition that can be very risky, okay? Transitions, unless you're good at them, you can really ruin things. So I've always said, unless you're good, unless you know how to really word yourself, if you're not good, rip the Band-Aid, move on. Get past it, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, and boom, move right into pitch. That's it, all right? Otherwise, don't do it. Now, a pitch is value. The purpose of a pitch is, here's what I'm asking you to spend versus what I am giving you. As long as this number is higher than this number in their mind, you got yourself a sale. You got yourself a sale. Now, one last piece about these 5 steps, and then I promise you I'm not going to overwhelm you anymore right now because we have so much we need to go over in the future, is that the subconscious, I can't spell this word, is who you talk to during the first 3 steps. The conscious is who you talk to during the last 2 steps. The way a proper sales process works, guys, is that during your content and everything else that you're doing, the subconscious is listening and saying, oh my God, please, please, I want this. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Yes. During the transition, the subconscious mind turns to the conscious mind and says, please, 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 I want this now. Can we have this? But the conscious mind is what makes the final decision. So the conscious mind looks at the subconscious and says, hold on just one moment. Give me a second here. I want to see what this guy's up to. I want to make sure this is a good deal. I'm not just a sucker. I'm not buying into anything. I'll make sure this is a good deal. So the conscious mind literally needs to see that something is a good deal. And that is exactly how a sale happens. Those are the two players in a sales process, and that is how you communicate with the two players in the sales process. So guys, this is the 5-step system. We have a lot more I'd love to cover with you about this, but I want to move on, and I want to show you how you can master these. I want to show you how you can become a copywriter. I want to show you how I did something really slick that I think you're going to love, that'll actually teach you how to become a copywriter. Many of you might even start to basically sell copywriting. But how many of you would love a program where I actually did a certification, where I actually certify you on how to become a copywriter? By the way, I'm not selling anything on that. There's no certification being sold. I'm actually very curious. Type in me if you would love an opportunity to work in a program where we work together, you get certified. It's a thorough program. I mean, the program would be something that takes, a few weeks to get through, and you really, really learn the stuff I'm teaching you in great detail. So right now, what I've got on the table, by the way, lots of me's pouring in, but what I've got on the table for you today right now is that, okay, I want you guys I've heard a lot of you want like the full 1-day, 6 to 8 hour day workshop, and then I'm hearing that a lot of you would also love the opportunity to have a certification program where you can really dive in and learn this stuff hands-on. So that's awesome. So I'll keep that in mind as we move forward. But right now, I'm gonna erase this, guys. I'm gonna give you 20 seconds. You have this written down? I'm about to erase this board. Once it's erased, it's gone forever. And then we're gonna move on, and I'm gonna teach you how to master this. Okay? So I'm gonna teach you how to master this, how to start learning it. All right? Got it? Got it? Everyone got it? It's going away. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you can screenshot it too. Rob made a good point. You can screenshot it. Daniel says screenshot. All right. So you remember what I said at the beginning, and I said I want you guys to remember what I used to do, the old way I used to do. I would literally take copy. I would copy and paste it, and I would copy and paste this into a Word doc. Okay. And then I would sit there and study it. So literally, and rip it piece by piece. Okay, what is the emotional trigger they're going for here? Okay, what is the trigger they're going for here? Okay, what is the trigger they're going for here? And I would try to then write my own. And it took me years of doing this. I'm telling you right now, it's taken me years and years to become an amazing copywriter. Most people don't even realize that that's really my talent. The reason I make so much money on the internet is because I'm a great copywriter. Most people don't even realize that. As a matter of fact, right before I got on this webinar, I literally sat down for 30 minutes and I edited someone's copy. I made it. That copy is probably going to earn me about $200,000 to $300,000 in the next year. 30 minutes of my time. How many of you right now, type in yes if you would love to be in a position where 20 to 30 minutes of your time turns into a passive income stream of about $200,000 to $300,000. Yeah, type in yes, tons of yeses. The other thing that most people don't know is that there used to be a time in my life where I used to sell my services as a copywriter. And you know what I started charging? Take a guess right now. I want you guys to type in a number. Take a guess at what I would charge to write a VSL. That's what I used to write. I don't do it anymore now. I've stopped. I'm too busy with Learn and everything we're doing at Learn Nation. Okay. Someone wrote $50. Someone wrote $250 an hour. Someone wrote $1,000. Someone wrote $200 an hour. $300 an hour. All right, we got one person. Shella wrote $20,000. $10 an hour, $1,000. Guys, this is Anik talk. $10 an hour. Seriously, I was writing copy. This was a few years ago when I've already made millions. I'm not doing it for $10 an hour. All right, you guys ready for this? You're gonna be blown away. I used to charge $125,000. That's what I would charge. So now tell me your one-word reaction to that. Tell me your one-word reaction. I'm not kidding. I would do about 4 to 5 clients every year at $125,000, and my clients would make millions and come back and hire me for the next one. And now we're doing so well with everything we're doing at Learn Nation that I quit. I don't have time. I'd rather write copy for myself and for my students than I'd rather write for other people. So now let me ask you a question. Type in yes if you would love to be in a position where I've written and reviewed, because I also have copywriters that work with me now. I've written and reviewed your copy, where I've given you something that you can start using as a shell that you know has been read and reviewed by me. Type in yes right now if you'd love to be in a position. Now, I'm telling you literally, I used to charge $125,000, so my time for copy, but I've invested a lot of time along with my top 2 or 3 copywriters, and we've created 200 pieces of copy in a variety of different niches. But here's the real cool thing about what I'm about to share with you. I'm going to show you a really cool demo. The best part about what I'm about to share with you is that this one system, you see this entire process here that I used to do manually? You can automate this entire process. You can literally automate this entire process 100% and learn without ever copying and pasting crap, and you can start to learn. So this is really cool. All right, I want you to type in demo if you are ready. I want you to type in demo if you want me to show you this really cool thing. Type in demo, type in demo. And I want you guys to also, well, we got a lot of people typing in demo. How many of you right now so far have felt that, you know, I delivered on today's webinar what I promised you I was going to deliver? I want you to type in yes if you feel I delivered on what I was going to deliver today. You know, it's really important to me. It's very important to me that you guys come here and be really, really happy. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. All right, so let me show you this really cool platform that we built. Okay, so it's called Exact Model. Some of you have probably seen some emails about it. Give me an open mind for a second, and I'm going to do something really big that I did not tell you on emails. I'm going to do it here, though. So, but what I want to show you is really cool. So let's say you want to create copy, okay? Whether you want to create copy for a client and sell yourself as a copywriter, or whether you want to create copy for yourself, excuse me, or whether you just want to write copy and learn. This is what it looks like when you log into Exact Model. Okay, I'll even zoom in a little bit on it. Can I? Let's see. Can I zoom in here? Okay. So you simply go here and you click on. All right. 1 sec. Let me pause my screen. I gotta log back in. Got logged out. All right. Isn't that awesome? Of course, when I really need it, it's not letting me log in. Give me 1 sec, guys. I typed in the wrong password. I had logged in before we started the webinar so that we wouldn't have this problem, and then, I see what I did. All right, let's see. All right, we're good. Can you guys type in yes if you can see it? Type in yes if you can see the screen. Yes, 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 yes. All right, awesome. So let's say I go here and I hit create project, okay? Check this out. We've already created tons and tons of niches, actually, that we wrote. This is done by Jimmy Kim and myself. Jimmy Kim and myself have actually developed this, and we have overseen every single piece of copy that's been put in here. So let's just, for example, say you want to go into the personal development space, right? So you just click on personal development, and look at all the copy we've created for you. So if you're creating dating for women, time management, personal development, conscious brain control, time management made easy, the shades of gray in relationships, strengthen the mind, crush your limiting beliefs, law of attraction. Heck, you can go back and check out, like, let's say fitness. Sorry, that one is being uploaded. So the fitness space is coming in. It's being uploaded right now. Let's go to affiliate marketing. Look at this. Easiest way to track clicks, how to become an affiliate marketer, live webinar, new profit pulling method. Just look at all these copies we've got. So now all you have to do is you can preview it, and you'll see all these copy. Now watch. This is going to be so cool. Watch how we do this, okay? You guys are going to be absolutely blown away. Now, I already see this. Rajani says, isn't this going to be shared by so many users? Rajani, you've not seen the wonder yet. Wait. So then you click on select. It just says project name. So I'll type in affiliate model number 1, hit submit. Rajani, check this out. So here's how you learn. Remember I told you have to copy and paste it and put it in there? Well, now I'm going to share with you how you never have to copy and paste the copy that I've written and I've prepared for you. You're going to go in here and just click in the box. And it gives you an example of what should go in there. So finally, a fast and easy way to, you can put track your clicks or maximize your conversions. Check mark. Big problem number 2, create automated sales. So you just fill in the blanks. Big problem number 3, you know, make money. I don't know. I'm just typing in stuff while you sleep. And then problem number 4, and start immediately. I don't know. Let's see how that reads. Maximize your conversions, create automated sales, make money while you sleep, and start immediately using one powerful platform. Now, here's the thing. We're going to continue to go through this thing, and we give you exact examples. You just fill in the blanks. You fill in the blanks, you keep going through it, and what the system does is it saves all of these benefits so that if I want to take another piece of copy, and if I want to take another piece of copy and edit it, it'll save the things that I had put in and import them into the other piece of copy. So you'll see how that works, okay? So just remember what I typed in here. So let's just say, I'm just going to type in testimonial number 1, awesome product. I can't type. Come on. All right, so, and we'll just say Gabby. So we put that in right there. Testimonial, oh, I wasn't supposed to put the testimonial person's name there, so I just do that. And then I put in testimonial name, Gabby Fremont. I just made up a name. All right, you should never make this stuff up, by the way. I'm just doing it right now because I want to show you an example. And then it says, listen, if you're not tracking, you're flying blind. Listen, if you aren't tracking, da, 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 da. I say here, I'll just say leads. And guys, what's going to happen is I'll keep filling this out, and my copy will be completely done and will be built. Paul says, like Legos. Absolutely, it's exactly like Legos. And then all I do is I come up here, I hit save. So now my project is done. Now I want you to check this out, okay? Well, look at this. So let's say I decide I want to do a different copy. So I go over here to affiliate model. We had used that one, and I'm just trying to see another one where we use problem as a, well, we didn't do that. So let's look at this one, for example. Let's say in this one the headline said problem number 1. Well, because I typed in the problem number 1 in the prior headline, it would actually bring it in. And as we continue to add more copies, that's going to continue to happen. Now, the other cool thing is when you're done with it, you can download this copy as a Word document. Check this out. All right? Boom. Look at that. It's fully ready for you as a Word document, and now you can make any changes. You can say, fine, you could say, you know, learn, so let me just, so let's say I want to make more changes. Learn how to. And then I say, I don't like these 3 dots here. I want to do this. And I say, if you're not tracking, if you're not following your lead, you're flying blind. Listen, if you aren't tracking every step of your lead, it's like flying a plane with a blindfold on, you know what you don't know, blah, 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 blah. I can make any edits I want here, guys. I can make any edits I want here right now. I can do any edits I want. So I literally just pulled it right out, and I just have to hit save, and I close it out. I can also download it as a PDF. I can duplicate it. I can edit it. I can go back in here, play with it more, add anything I want, continue to make, and let me tell you this, guys. Check this out. How many of you are struggling to write emails and would love an automated system to help you write emails? Type in me if you'd love an automated system to help you write emails right now. Tell me me. Me. We've got, oh my God, lots and lots of me's. Well, guys, I've done all the emails for you here. Look at this. If it's free content, preview this email. Haha. And so you go in here, you hit select, you name it, hit submit, and hey there. Anik Singal here. Before the year's end, I decided to close out with a big bang and peel back the curtain on something that, well, you need just before you move forward with email marketing in 2017. Click here to watch my free video on how oh, okay, I gotta give a link here. Okay, so it says click here to watch, and then you copy and paste the link on how Janice Manick generated $1 million in, and I type in whatever I want. Do you guys see this? How many of you would love to have your hands on something like this that could literally just create an entire email or sales letter or anything for you, and you can genuinely take it and sell it if you want. You own all the rights to this, and you can go off and sell it. You can become a copywriter and sell it to people. All right, we got a lot of people typing in yes right now, and I'm telling you guys, just look at all the categories that we have. Oh, by the way, when you're building a funnel, OTOs and upsells, we've done 2 pages worth. So all your video upsells, video course upsell. I want to give you my 5 done for you campaigns. You know, all of this is done, and all of it is completely moldable because you can save it in Word, and then you can change it. So even if you download a copy that's about like dog training or that's about affiliate marketing, and boom, just change the words, and now you're making copy about any topic you want. And guess what? The number one benefit of this is as you go through the system and make those copy changes, guess what you're doing? You're mastering the art of copywriting. And not just that. Come down here to training. I'm so proud of this, guys. Look what I've done. I've done an entire copywriting workshop for you, 5 hours of brilliant training. So check this out. The first session, discover the awesome power of copywriting. The second section, key copywriting elements that command sales. The third section, creating irresistible offers. Fourth section, writing power emails that get opened, read, and clicked. Copywriting section number 5, selling more through video sales letters and webinars. It's all in here. I've added all of it in here. Now, what's amazing about this copywriting platform, guys, is you're not only learning how to write copy, but you are also mastering the art of copy. You have full rights to over 200 templates. Let me show you all the niches that we've done. Internet marketing, personal development, health and wellness, fitness, hobbies, social media, affiliate marketing, coaching, list building, SEO, upsells, general questionnaires, and we've got more coming in the future. There's over 200 pieces of copy right now that have been written by Jimmy Kim and myself. Together, we've done over $150 million in sales online. I told you I charge over $125,000 to write copy. Well, I'm giving you the opportunity right now to get in here, not just so that you own the copy, but because that way, now you can actually learn and master the art and have copy, tons of copy that's pre-written and done for you already. All right? So tell me right now, guys, how many of you would be interested in this? Type in me. And I'm going to do something really special, but it's only going to be today. It's only going to be for a short while. This is the part where if you want to become a copywriter, I'm telling you from the deepest part of my heart, it's important for you to have this. It's going to cut your learning curve by a tremendous amount. Now, typically, guys, you'll be on webinars with me, and you know typically we have programs that we endorse and sell for thousands of dollars. And I'm telling you today we're doing something really, really cool. Christine writes, Anik, doesn't Launchpad have emails included into the system? Yes, Christine, it does. But Christine, you still need to learn how to write them because in the course of time, as you send broadcasts, I still want you to be able to write great emails. So this is an option. But also, Christine, your next step from Inbox Blueprint is going to be to learn how to have your own products. And when you have your own products, you need to be able to write copy. Copy is the base element of every business. Christine says, oh, yeah. Okay, doesn't matter if you're doing an e-commerce business, a coaching consulting business, an affiliate marketing business, I don't care. You have to be able to write copy. That is going to be the core crux of a business. It's very, very, very important. Now, here's the deal. Okay, here's the deal. I've done these kinds of webinars. You guys have been on the webinars, and usually it's, I have my products to work with us in such an intimate way. It's almost always been thousands of dollars. Well, guys, here's the deal. I'm going to do something really cool because so many of you asked for the opportunity to spend a one-day workshop with me learning how to master copywriting because there is so much more we need to go through. I've never done this. We're talking about a possible 8-hour workshop. Now, I'm not going to commit to 8. I'll say 6 to 8 hours, okay? And I am going to dive in and share with you so much more than what I shared with you today. I'm going to dive in and share with you so much more than I shared with you today. And I'm going to give this away for absolutely free, but I'm going to do it. I only want about 50 people there. Okay, so I'm only going to do this for about 50 people, and the reason for that is because I want to be able to have conversations with people. I want to be able to talk with people, and this is not going to happen. Now, by the way, this is going to happen around end of Jan or early Feb, okay? Because we got the holidays coming right now. I want to be very transparent with everybody when it's going to be, but we're going to go ahead and fill up the seats for it right now. All I'm asking you to do is get yourself a copy of Exact Model, okay? And I'm going to be very upfront and tell you right now, Exact Model, here's the URL. Guys, it's $297. It's literally, okay? It's literally a low. It's nothing compared to what you have spent in the past and what I have even positioned. We built this software purely to teach and train and to empower people. So if you're interested If this is right for you, if you want in, then I want you to go to exactmodel.com/Anik and make the decision. I'm not going to make any pushy pitch here. I'm not going to put a bunch of bonuses or anything crazy. I'm going to spend an entire day with you, which honest to God is worth thousands of dollars. And if you've enjoyed today's session, trust me, you're going to love the session we do on this day. Now, yes, it's one-time payment. There is absolutely no catch here. It's only one time, $297. Daryl says he joined on Thursday. Daryl, congratulations. You're going to be welcome to participating in our training as well. I have no problem with it. But I do need to tell you guys this. We have 50 spots, and that's it. 50 spots, and I am going to have to close it up today. So that's today. That's right now. All right? That's today, and that's right now. And Daryl says you have 49. That's true, actually. So I'm not going to count anybody who had already joined, just to be fair. Now let me be very upfront with you. So when you go to exactmodel.com/Anik, have you guys at least opened up this page? Have you written down this URL? Have you opened up the page? Because I'm about to take it away for a second, okay? exactmodel.com/Anik. Open up that page right now. And what I'm going to show you is this is what the page looks like. You know, we have over 40 email templates. This says 168 effective sales letters. That's actually 200. It's actually 200. We are just working on the last ones that are coming up right now. Oh, never mind. I see what it did. We split it up, of course, with upsells and then the 12 downsells and everything. You're going to see what we've done for you, how we've created it. You're going to see all the different niches that we're in. And you're going to see what we've been able to do. Guys, we've delivered over 3.2 billion emails thanks to being a part of SendLane. And I'm showing you right here, just a one-time payment of $297. That is absolutely all it is. You are never going to be billed again in the future. The price of the program, just so everybody knows, is going to go up, and it's going to be a monthly investment starting in exactly 3 days when this thing goes down. Now, I do want to see how many people and how many spots I have left. Can you type in, if you're about ready to do this, can you type in me? Can you type in me if you're ready to do this and you're doing it right now so that I can just make sure I know how many seats that we have left? Because it is going to... And by the way, I do need to go very soon because I'm going to go. I'm very excited. I'm going mattress shopping. Yay! All right. So let's see how many of you have joined and taking action right now. All right. Let me see how many people are in the process of doing this right now. Rajni says she's in. Jay Fitz says he's in. Alina says she's in. Let's see here. Anyone? Art says he's in. Peter is in. Dr. Lily, Paul, Marilyn, Enot. Hey, Enot, how are you? I hope you're the same Enot I'm thinking that was at our event recently. Fifi, Gio, Shashwat. We've got Rune. I can't say your name. Joseph, Ramesh, Michael, Kagan. Wow. Christine, Joshua, Dora, Kathy, Bill. Oh my God, we just got tons and tons of people pouring in. So guys, what we're going to do here is I'm going to spend some time answering your questions. Antonio, welcome. Exact Model is available for sale for the next 3 days, okay? But I'm running out of seats like right now as we speak. We are running out of seats right now. Can someone confirm for me, because I know that JB Zoo has been down and been acting up. Can someone confirm for me that they are that it worked? Did you just make a transaction and it worked? Can you type in a yes if it worked for you just now? Because the payment processor we're using has had some problems. Let's see. Arfin says, and Rajni says, I just made it yes. All right, awesome. If you guys could continue to do that, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to answer some questions for you, but I'm going to tell you that we are running out of seats. Wow. All right, sounds to me. Type. Okay, I need to get an actual, because JB Zoo is not working for me here. Can you type in the number 1 if you've already made the decision? I need to count this, and then we're going to do some Q&A, so get your question ready. Type in the number 1 if you've already made the decision, all right? And you're already in. Do it only if you're in. So we got Kathy, Lamont, Debbie, Joshua, Donna. We got Ron, Daryl, Christine, Michael, Rune Gansharan. I'm so sorry if it's your Nguyen, Stephen, Christine, Art, wow, Cindy, Val, Bill, Brian,